What happens if your spouse doesn't respond to divorce papers in Contra Costa? Hi, I'm Tim Blankenship with Divorce661.com. If you filed for divorce in Contra Costa County and your spouse hasn't responded, you might be wondering what happens next. The good news is you can still move forward. California law allows you to proceed with what's called a default divorce if your spouse doesn't file a response within the required time. Once your spouse is properly served with the divorce papers, they have 30 days to file a response with the court. If that deadline passes and they haven't responded, you can request that the court enter a default. This means the court acknowledges that your spouse didn't participate, and you may be able to finalize the divorce without their involvement, assuming everything was done correctly up to that point. The next step is preparing and filing a default judgment package. This includes your financial disclosures and your proposed judgment, outlining what you're requesting in the divorce, things like property division, support, and custody if applicable. Since your spouse hasn't responded, they're essentially giving up their right to contest the terms, but the court will still review your paperwork to make sure everything is reasonable and complete. One important thing to remember is that even if your spouse isn't responding, you still have to follow all the same procedural steps. That includes properly serving the documents, filing your disclosures, and completing all required forms. Many people try to push a default divorce through without realizing they missed a step, and that's when the court rejects their judgment and delays the case. We recently helped a client in Contra Costa who thought her case would finalize automatically after 6 months because her spouse never responded. She waited months thinking the court would take care of it, but nothing happened because she never requested default and never filed a judgment. Once she reached out to us, we walked her through the process, filed the missing documents, and finalized her divorce in just a few weeks. At Divorce 661, we handle cases like this every day. Whether your spouse is uncooperative, ignoring the paperwork, or simply dragging their feet, we can help you finalize your divorce, even without their participation. If your spouse hasn't responded and you're not sure what to do next, visit Divorce661.com to schedule a free consultation. We'll review your case, explain your options, and take care of the paperwork so you can finally move forward with confidence.